And welcome to Southeastern High School in Augusta, Illinois. It's time for Macomb Bomber and Southeastern Sun Volleyball. Bomber Volleyball brought to you by Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling. We'll tell you about the starting lineups. And the libero, Emily Westerhold. As we get ready to go for the starting lineup, as they'll play the video like usual here. The last couple years, they've had a great video done for the Southeastern Suns. Adams Fiber brings Southeastern Sun Sports to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. I'm Dwayne Hulett. Got Cassie on the camera tonight. She's trying to zoom in on it. Camera doesn't want to turn up far enough for her, but you can take it, kind of get an idea of it. There it is. And now time for the starting lineups for the Southeastern Suns. Morgan Wilcox, number 8, should be the second middle. Jalen Van Beck will be a setter. Morgan Simmons, saw her a lot in the JV contest. Tegan Rigg, number 17. Adriana Starks, number 16. And number 18, Kara Stevens. So they'll have Kylie Putnam come in and play in place, I do believe, of Jalen Van Beck in the front row. We'll see, as they've had some injuries. The Bombers have had some injuries. Emily Westerhold will be the libero. She will wear number 2 for the Bombers. For the Bombers, it's Sophie Wilson, their setter. Westerhold, as I said, is the libero. Jordan Hines is a great right side hitter. She also has been playing a little left of late. Dakota Thorman, one of the middles. Cadence Holtz, a middle as well. Jersey Mills, a freshman, will be starting in the back row. She's had a tendency to start off serving. We'll see if she does that tonight. And then Brixley Ladewa, a freshman as well, has been starting. We saw her a little bit in the JV contest. Did not play a lot of the second set, getting ready for the varsity contest. A lot of injuries going on for the Macomb Bombers. Ella Hare is out with an injury. And I know that Addison Fox is the other senior out with an injury. So we'll see what happens here for this one. Both teams battling some injuries. It's going to start off with Tegan Rigg serving it up. Is Mills now back set. Blocked and down, though. Wilcox was there for the block. But the kill is going to go to Jordan Hines, her first kill. And the first point of the contest goes to the Bombers. Hines back to serve, the jump serve from the lefty. Van Beck pushed across by Starks. Hines is there. Wilson's going to set near side to Mills. Mills on the attack. It's tipped up, and it was a side out because Mills went over the top. Ella has a torn ACL. Sorry to hear that, Nick. I appreciate the comment. Sorry to hear that she's going to be out. I know that Coach thought it wasn't going to be good. Sounded like it was going to be bad as she wasn't able to get better quickly, and she had the MRI. I had not heard since the MRI. So sorry to hear that Ella will be out the entire season. Wilcox got the first service point there. There's a block by Stevens. And it's going to be another point for Wilcox, her second. And it's 3-1 Lady Suns. The Lady Suns won the JV contest 25-20, 25-20. And there's an ace for Morgan Wilcox. But again, sorry to hear about the ACL injury to Ella Hare. So the Bombers will have to figure out how to play without her the rest of the season. She was coming on strong, too. There's a nice tip by Wilson. She was coming on strong for the Bombers. And there's a tip and down for Stevens as she gets her first kill. Actually, that's the first kill of the match for the Suns. Both teams only have one Sports Corner kill. Wilcox again right at Westerhold. Hines bump set, knocked across by Fields. And then Stevens just winds up and abuses the block and gets her second kill. And the Suns lead 6-1. And an ace for Morgan Wilcox. She's got 6 straight points, 2 of them aces, and a timeout charged to the Bombers called by Coach Humes. Is the Bombers, they like to say sometimes in basketball they never got off the bus, and that's kind of the way it feels for the Bombers. They had a quick kill, a Sports Corner kill from Jordan Hines, but man, their serve receive is struggling here. This game being brought to you by McDonough District Hospital, their athletic trainers and MDH Rehabilitation Center with locations in Bushnell and Macomb as well as Monmouth. Provide expert help to area student athletes in the prevention, care, and rehabilitation of all athletic injuries. Learn more at mdh.org. McDonough District Hospital, more than hospital care, a hospital caring. Now as Wilcox goes back to serve again, looking for her 7th point. Westerhold again struggles with serve receive. They get to it, going to be able to push it across with Fields. Van Beck is set to Stevens. She goes down the line. Westerhold. And Westerhold went diving and went under the nets. Was a great diving attempt, but just couldn't stop from sliding across the line under the net. Wilcox back to serve again. And that one sails on her a little bit. She served 7 straight points, and it's 8-2. Holtz coming in. Thorman going out for the Bombers. Dakota Thorman, the senior, exits. Westerhold to serve. Rigg with the serve receive. Driving it through the block as they did not close the block. It went right between Fields and Holtz's block, and Stevens gets her 3rd kill. Now back to serve is Adriana Starks with her team up by 7, 9-2. They'll go left, drops it short, so they're able to get to it. Pushed it down the line and in. What a job by the freshman. Jersey Mills gets the kill, a Sports Corner kill with just a little push. And now Ladewa, I believe, going back to serve, number 19. And that's an ace. So the freshman drops in an ace for the Bombers. Maybe that can get things going for them. It's 9-4, and she drops in another. 2 points, 2 aces for Ladewa. The Bombers have cut the lead to 4. They've trailed by as many as 7. Stevens on the attack over the block. Oh, what a job to try to dig it up by Hines. Just couldn't get it up, went right at the net. Another kill for Stevens, her fourth. And it's 10-5. Stevens comes back. She'll be the setter now. Into the front row is Putnam. Rigg up front now as well. Blocked and out of bounds. Jersey Mills gets the kill, the sports corner kill, and a side out on the blocking error. That's 2 sports corner kills for Jersey Mills. 10-6. Stevens outside to Rigg. Rigg sailed that one, but Mills grabs it, and that's going to be a kill and a side out as Tegan Rigg gets her first kill. Back to serve now is the sophomore, Morgan Simmons, listed at 5'3". And she sails it out on a service error. Westerhold will leave. Thorman will come back into the front row. Going back to serve is going to be Reagan Knowles. And if you watched the game last week, Reagan Knowles came in and served a whale of a run for the Bombers. See if she can do that again tonight. Rigg on the attack. It's blocked and dug up, but it's going to be a kill for Tegan Rigg, her second. Now another side out. Jalen Van Beck coming back in. Putnam will leave. Van Beck will serve now. Oh, excuse me, Riley Hart was in. Thorman tried to adjust. She couldn't get a good hit on it, so she tried to toss it out to the left side, her left defensive right, but couldn't keep it in. Van Beck gets the service point on the hitting error. It was almost more of a service error. Mills struggles with serve receive. It hits the post and results in essentially an ace for Van Beck. 14-7, Suns with the lead. Van Beck serves it up again. Hines is there. Hits the ceiling. Hines is going to get a chance to attack it, but it's going to go out of bounds on the hitting error. Jalen Van Beck has scored 3 straight now. Stevens with the dig. Starks sailed that one out the back. Coach Kerr getting on Morgan Simmons a little bit there. Back to serve is the setter, Sophie Wilson. Back row attack, Stevens. Down and in. Another kill for Kara Stevens. She's got 5 as she now goes to the front row again. Back to serve is Tegan Rigg. Tegan serves it up. She was the first server of the match. A lift was called. Service point for Rigg and a timeout. Charge to the Bombers. We'll take one as well. You're watching TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
My name is Kelsey Cunningham. I'm a nurse practitioner with the cardiology department here at McDonough District Hospital. Cardiology is like a big puzzle. A lot of things can be traced back to the heart, and to see somebody in your office at the beginning of the process really down on themselves and, you know, not feeling like their best self, and I think in their mind never really thinking that they're going to recover from that, to fast forward 6 months where they're back doing things they once did. It's the ultimate goal, and I love to see it happen.
And welcome back to Adams Fiber coverage of Southeastern Sports and Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling coverage of Macomb High Sports on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. We are live from Southeastern High School in Augusta, Illinois. It's Rigg and the Suns serving. This timeout worked, got the side out. 17-9 the score. Suns lead here in set number 1 of the varsity match. Southeastern won the JV match 25-20, 25-20. Here's Hines on the attack. Rigg is there. Van Beck goes to get it. It's going to be a free ball, bumped across barely. It does get across. Middle, Thorman, Starks. Van Beck dug on the attack by Stevens was Hines. Now it's going to be Ladewa punching it across. Now Van Beck, a quick to Stevens, dumps it. It's going to come and down. Kara Stevens gets her 6th kill. And it's 18-9. Wilcox serves 7 straight in her first service. Is back to serve again. That's going to go down the net. Rolls down the net, and nobody could get to it. It's a side out on the attack by Ladewa. A sports corner kill it'll go down as. That did a balancing act way down the net. It had the right spin to roll over, though. And now Westerhold back to serve. She's a good one, and the Bombers need her to get a couple points here. Westerhold serve, dug by Rigg. Middle, Stevens through the block, dug up. Starks punches that to Hart. No, that's Putnam. And that's tipped across by Holtz. Sports corner kill, I believe, for Cadence Holtz. Point for Westerhold. That's only the 3rd service point of the match for the Bombers. This one's going to go right. Stevens is there. Starks. Stevens. Westerhold. Sophie Wilson to Holtz. It's blocked by Stevens and a kill block. So she'll get the credit for the block. And now Adriana Starks is going to come back. Outside. 4 hits, did not hit. Kent McClure, thanks for joining us with us in Macomb. We appreciate it. Adriana Starks gets the service point. Hines, Wilson. Now it's going to be Ladewa. Dug by Starks, a bump set. Now it's going to be Stevens going back across. Ladewa's there. Wilson kept him in system. Mills, Starks. Now it's going to go to Stevens. Blocked and down. Cadence Holtz with a big block for the Bombers. Even more importantly, a side out, 20-12. Ladewa, the freshman, going back to serve for the Bombers. Not a great pass. It's tipped across by Van Beck. Back row, Hines, dug by Rigg. Middle to Stevens. Blocked, pushed back across by Mills. Dug up. Now back to Stevens. Tipped across. It's going to go into the net. Touched a couple times and down. Kara Stevens gets another kill, and she'll come back to serve with 7 kills. She has not got a service point yet. Riley Hart back in. She'll join Rigg on the left, Putnam on the right. Riley Hart will be the middle. Kara Stevens back to serve. Looks like into the game, number 18, Kendall Field. There's a kill for Reva Keppen, a sports corner kill to get the side out for the Bombers. I thank Kent and Nick for watching tonight. Now Mills, the freshman, back to serve. Stevens to Hart, tipped across. To the net it comes. And Keppen tried to give it a kick just to give it a whirl. Couldn't get it done. 22-13 now. Coming in to serve is going to be Morgan Simmons as Kylie Putnam takes a seat. Simmons goes right this time at Hines. A bump set. Hines is just going to roll it across. Starks went down to get it. Outside to Rigg. Rigg off the block. That was touched. Boy, I thought it was touched, but maybe it wasn't. Thorman comes in. Back to serve is Reagan Knowles. This is where the Bombers need one of her runs that she had last week. They're down by 8, 22-14 here in set number 1. Outside, Rigg off the block, dug up by Field. Down the line and out of bounds. Just barely out of bounds. Great idea by Keppen, but it didn't stay in. Field is the setter. Wilson not in at the moment. They're playing a 6-2 with Field. Dig by Van Beck. Out of the net by Starks. Over by Stevens. Field now. Back set to Hines. Hines. Trying to take me out there. If it wasn't for my cat-like reflexes, I would have gotten taken out by that one. Van Beck with the set point. Back set, Keppen. Cross court, nice by Reva Keppen. She gets her second Sports Corner kill. Now Ladewa comes back in. Keppen will go out. Wilson will come back in. And Wilson will serve. I wonder if they went in for the wrong people, to be honest with you, but I'm not 100% sure. Wilson serves it up. Rigg goes down to get it. Van Beck, back row attack, Stevens. One-arm dig by Mills. Hines on the attack, drops it in for a kill. Wilson gets the service points. A Sports Corner kill for Jordan Hines, just her second. Wilson gets her first service point. Starks, again a two-armed overhand dig on the serve receive. That's the second time she's done that. Now Ladewa back across court. Going cross body and across court gets the kill. Wilson gets her second. Ladewa gets the Sports Corner kill. It's her second. Stevens from the back row, pops it across, drops it short. Wilson comes, a bump set. Ladewa's going to send a free ball across. Stevens is there. Middle, nope, outside Rigg. Off the block, falls back down. Now it's going to be pushed across. Stevens, middle, nope, pushed across, bumped up. Starks, a bump set out to Rigg. Rigg's going to roll it across. Mills is there, a good job to get to that. Outside it comes to Ladewa, and it's inbounds. Ladewa gets another kill. A Sports Corner kill, her third for Brixley Ladewa, who only had two in the JV match. Now it's going to go a back row attack by Stevens, dug by Westerhold, out to Hines. Hines tips it across with the right hand. Van Beck tracks it down. Starks sends it across. Westerhold's there, tipped across, punched up. This is going to have to be the attack. It's Rigg, dug up by Mills to the net. Wilson back set Hines. Hines tips it across. Wilcox is there. Rigg on a second touch. Mills with another dig. Wilson now out to Ladewa. And it's going to go through the hands of Simmons. And a kill for Brixley Ladewa. A Sports Corner kill, her fourth. Wilson has 4 straight. And the Bombers have cut it to 5. Back row. Stevens sent it across. Now it's going to be Hines blocked and out of bounds off the hands of Rigg. Jordan Hines gets the Sports Corner kill, her third, and the Bombers have closed it to 4, 24-20 on 5 straight unofficially by Sophie Wilson. Tanner Scott hops in, says, "Go Bombers." Watching from home. Coach Keene is texting me how back and forth this game is. He wasn't kidding. Got some runs going. The JV contest was way more back and forth than this one, but now the Bombers are coming back, so we'll see how it goes. It had been mostly all Southeastern in the early stages of this, but they had opened up a 10-point advantage. Now it is dwindled to 4 here in set number 1. Bombers come out of the timeout, trailing by 4 still after 5 straight service points by Sophie Wilson. Wilson serve. Stevens, Van Beck. Rigg from the right side pushes it down the line. Westerhold's there. Lyles to Hines. Starks got it. Rigg hits it into the nets. A hitting error. 24-21. Just need a side out is all that the Suns need, but they cannot get it right now. Trouble. Hines again. It's going to go down. It's going to be dug up. Now it's going to be Ladewa again pushing it across. Van Beck. Starks. Rigg tips it across. Ladewa with a dig. What a job by Ladewa. Punched across by Hines. Van Beck. Middle to Wilcox. Tips it across. Ladewa's there again. Bump set to Hines. Hines on the attack. Starks is there. Now it's going to go to Wilcox, a free ball. Mills is back there. Here comes Wilson. Middle to Thorman. Down off the block of Wilcox, and another point for the Bombers. The first sports corner kill for Dakota Thorman. And it's 24-22. Sophie Wilson up to 7 straight service points. And a service error will bring this one to an end, 25-22. Suns get the set win, but not without allowing the Bombers to get their feet back under them. And Coach Humes said something in that last timeout, or the kids just woke up, one or the other. We'll take a break. We'll head to set number 2 right after this. You're watching TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
I'm Lindsay Schaefer. I'm a physical therapist specializing in pelvic floor physical therapy here at McDonough District Hospital Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation. Young women, a lot of them have pelvic pain. They don't realize that it's something that they don't have to live with anymore. It's very common for people to have urinary leakage. And I always say it's common, but it's not normal. It's not something you need to live with. I also focus on hip pain, back pain. It's all kind of connected. Any age really can benefit from it.
Here at MDH, we provide one-on-one care to our patients. This allows them to feel supported and empowered during their labor process. The Tower of Power is a cart full of tools and resources to help support women during their labor experience. Items include massage therapy tools, aromatherapy, personal care items, music therapy, and features our labor menu.
We provide a celebratory dinner to each family to congratulate them on their new little one. We strive to create a safe and supportive environment where each mother's unique birth plan is respected.
Every McDonough District Hospital sports medicine and rehabilitation patient receives one-on-one appointment times with a licensed staff member. They develop a personalized recovery and treatment plan to turn your setback into a comeback. We offer physical and occupational therapy, vestibular rehabilitation, speech-language pathology, cardiac and pulmonary rehabilitation, dry needling, and pelvic floor therapy. MDH, your community physical therapy partner, growing our legacy one patient at a time.
And welcome back. As you see, 25-22. The Bombers made a huge run at the end, but a service error gave the Suns the set 1 win. Mills is going to start things off in set number 2 for the Bombers. Here we go. Stevens right off the bat gets the kill. Kara Stevens gets her 8th kill. They have 2 kills from Rigg, and those are the only kills in the match for the Suns. Morgan Simmons leaves. Kylie Putnam comes in. Morgan Wilcox goes back to serve. And a service error gives it right back. 1-1 the score. Emily Westerhold back to serve now. Thorman leaves. Holtz is in. As Westerhold comes in to serve, the libero replacing Thorman. Cadence Holtz, the middle now for the Bombers. Middle to Stevens, and she'll get the kill. She abuses the block and the side out. It's her 9th kill. Coming back to serve now is Adriana Starks. Short serve is an overpass. Middle to Stevens. Down off of Sophie Wilson. Rigg is there. Back to Stevens again. Tipped right side. Westerhold is there. Wilson back set to Hines. Hines is going to sail that one out of bounds. A point for Adriana Starks, her 2nd. Starks serves it up again. Westerhold is there. Wilson quick set to Holtz and mistimed it. Holtz was going for a higher set. Wilson tried to go for a quick. Starks serves it up again. This time it's Hines. Wilson, a bump set out to Hines. Pushes it across. Putnam's there. Van Beck to Stevens. Blocked. Dug up by Stevens. This is number 3. It's got to go across. Putnam sends it across. It's going to come to the net. And a kill for Kylie Putnam. Another point for Adriana Starks, her 3rd straight. 5-1 Suns lead in set number 2. Wilson to, that was Westerholt to Wilson to Holtz. It was blocked by Stevens. Blocked again by Stevens. Kara Stevens gets her 2nd block. Adriana Starks, her 5th service point. 6-1. She had 1 service point in her first set. It's going to go out to Ladewa. Dug up. Bump set. Putnam. Westerholt is there for the Bombers. Outside, it's going to come to Ladewa. Down the line. And in. The freshman, who had a big role in bringing them back, gets her 5th Sports Corner kill in set number 1. Even though it fell a little short, she's going to go back to serve now. She also had 2 aces in set number 1. See what she has here. Her team trails by 4 at 6-2. Ladewa's serve. Stevens is there. Van Beck right back. No, it's going to go to Putnam. Putnam down the line. And she's going to get a kill. Kylie Putnam gets her 2nd kill of the set. Back to serve is Kara Stevens. Riley Hart coming in to replace her. She'll play middle as Van Beck goes out. They do this for 1 rotation so that Hart can play middle until Wilcox gets there. That's out of bounds. A hitting error by Keppen. Stevens gets her 1st service point of the match. It's 8-2. Westerholt, nice pass to Wilson, back to Hines, drives it down. Stevens is there. Bump set by Wilcox. Rigg from outside the 10-foot line is going to get the kill as Mills couldn't get there to make a good pass. Tegan Rigg gets the unorthodox number 3 kill and a timeout as Stevens gets another point. Timeout Bombers trailing 9-2 in set number 2, down 1-0. Game being brought to you tonight by Adams Experts. Looking for top-notch local computer sales and repair services? Call Adams Experts in Quincy at 217-214-3423 for fast, friendly, and affordable assistance. We make technology work. That's Adams Experts, your go-to when your computer goes down. And Ron Elby Auto Sales with locations in Macomb and Augusta. With 80 years of car sales experience, Ron Elby Auto Sales is your hometown go-to for your next car. In Macomb on East Jackson Street, stop in and talk to Justin, Jared, or Chris, or visit www.ronelby.com to check out their inventory. So 9-2, Stevens still serving for the Suns. Every timeout is, well, until that one, had resulted in a side out. That time it results in an ace for the Suns. 10-2. And out, it's going to be 4. Yep, they never got touched. Hart tried to touch it and never got to her. 4 hits. Subs coming. Mills is going to leave. Checking in is going to be number 8, Taylor Baldy. And a service error. Gives the serve back to the Bombers. Down by 8, 11-8. Into serve. Looks like it's going to be number 4, Jordan Shoopman. A senior. Jersey Mills comes back in. Coming to her left. Defensive right to serve is Shoopman. Wilcox gets it. Stevens. Rigg off the block. Dug by Shoopman. And a hitting error by Keppen as Field is back into set. Back to serve is Morgan Simmons with her team up by 9 after the side out. Leaves that one short. Shootman had it. Cadence Holtz tries to go down the net, coming cross court. It's a hitting error as it never got over. And Simmons is going to get her first service point. 13-3. Bombers digging a big hole once again for themselves. Field. Holtz sent it across. Starks is there. Stevens out to Rigg. Sailed that one deep and out of bounds. It'll be a side out on the hitting error. Thorman comes back in. Westerhold goes out. Holtz goes out. In to serve is Reagan Knowles. And she sailed it out of bounds. A service error. Now Holtz will come in for Knowles. And then Westerhold will come in for Holtz. Back to serve is Jalen Van Beck. She's back in now. She'll be the setter. Quick, middle. Thorman sailed it out. I don't think it was touched. It was not. Another point for Van Beck. That's her fourth. Another hitting error for the Bombers. And that's a service error by Van Beck, who was trying to go down the right side. See her turn her hand from back here, and she was trying to get it down the right sideline and kind of sailed wide right on her. Oh, Mark Kessler, I'm sorry I didn't see your comment before Tanner Scott's large comment. Mark, good to see you in the live chat as well. I apologize for that. Outside, Wilcox is blocked by Ladewa. Brixley Ladewa has the block and a side out. (15-6). Stevens, Van Beck. Stevens from the back row, crossed. It's dug by Wilson. They're out of system, but Ladewa's going to get a pretty good look. Going to call a replay. Calling a replay, no score. Neither official could see whether it was in or out. So Wilson serves it up again. Still 15-6. Back to Rigg. Block. Dug up by Stevens. And it's not going to fall. 15-7. Wilson gets another service point. That's her 8th service point. She served that long run to get him back in at the end of the first set. They were down by 12 before she started, or 10 before she started serving. She's still giving the Suns problems on serving. Their serve receive is struggling against Wilson. Mills tips it. Van Beck's there. Now it's going to go to Rigg. Rigg tips it across, and it's going to fall. Tegan Rigg, her 4th kill. Well, campfire defense from the Bombers that time, and Rigg will come back to serve now. 16-7, up by 9. Drops that one short. Shootman. Mills is going to push it down. Stark's going to back set. Stevens. Dug by Shootman. Now it's going to be Ladewa. Blocked. Punched up. Free ball is going to come across. Shootman's there again. Wilson. Middle to Thorman. And down it goes. Dakota Thorman gets a Sports Corner kill. Her second. 16-8. Shootman goes out. Coming back in is Jordan Hines. Mills serving. Middle, Stevens. Down, and a kill off of Mills, who got there but couldn't do anything with it. Kara Stevens gets her 10th kill. Morgan Wilcox back to serve. Wilcox served 7 straight in her first service of the match and has not scored since then. I think she's only served twice since then. We'll see if she can get anything going here. She cannot. A service error. Westerhold back to serve. Stevens. Van Beck. Stevens off the net and down. Sometimes you're good and sometimes you're lucky. Maybe a mixture of both on that one for Kara Stevens. And she gets her 11th kill. Adriana Starks back to serve again. She's got 5 service points, 4 of them here in set number 1 in her first service. She's going to drop a shorter one again. Mills, back set now. It's Ladewa through the block, dug up. Middle, Stevens drives it home to the wide open deep right corner. And Kara Stevens has 12 kills. And the Suns are up by 10 again, 19-9. Starks serves it up again. Wilson out to Hines. Dug by Wilcox. Tipped it over. It's going to be punched or rolled across. Stevens sailed that one. She had somebody run up under her, I think, and she couldn't quite get into position. 19-10. Back to serve is Ladewa. She's got 2 points, including 2 aces. She's also got 5 kills and a block. The freshman playing very well for the Bombers tonight. There's a nice serve. Stevens went down to get it. Van Beck back to Stevens, off the block. Dug by Hines. Wilson back out to Hines. Hines got a good look this time. It's going to be dug up by Putnam. Middle to Stevens. Stevens off the block, abusing the block, and down it goes. Kara Stevens gets her 13th kill, and now Stevens will go back to serve with her team up by 10 at 20-10. Ladewa goes out. Field comes in. She'll be setting now. Jordan Hines still in the front row, along with Holtz and Keppen. Stevens serves it up. Mills with the serve receive. Holtz going to tip it across left-handed. Putnam's there. Hart's in the front row as well. There's blocked. A little communication problem there is going to result in a point for the Bombers on the side out. Shootman coming in to serve as Hines goes out. Here we go again. Starks. Stevens with the bump set. Rigg. Shootman is there. Field tracks it down. Keppen on the attack. Starks has suddenly started using the 2-arm dig a lot here. That did not get over. Mills hit the hitting air. And Coach Kerr is razzing Starks a little bit, I think. That time Starks was like the 4th time she's done that. She's like, I don't know what I'm doing. Boy, that looked like a carry. Holtz got away with it. Morgan Wilcox is going to be blocked. It's up. Now Rigg over the top. Dug by Shootman. Holtz. Mills tips it. Stevens out to Rigg. Blocked it down. Tegan Rigg with the kill. She's got 5. Morgan Simmons back to serve. Westerhold, Wilson, back. Mills is going to get the kill. No, that's Holtz, excuse me. And that was nearly a catastrophe, but it ended up working out as the Sports Corner kills goes to Cadence Holtz, who now has 2 to go along with 1 block. Back to serve again is Reagan Knowles with her team down by 10. She needs to roll some points here for the Bombers. Let's see if she can get it going. That's going to go to Wilcox. Stevens back out to Rigg. Way out of bounds. Sailed that one way deep. It's going to be a point for Reagan Knowles. Her 3rd service attempt. She gets her 1st point. We've seen that she can roll them off when she gets the chance. See if she can keep the Suns out of system here. That's what she wants to do. Again, Starks has problems with the serve receive. An ace for Reagan Knowles. 22-14. Bombers came back last time. Can they come all the way back this time? Stevens to Rigg. Shootman. Field. Keppen in. Or is that Holtz again? I got to see. It's Keppen, I believe. It is Keppen. Keppen gets the Sports Corner kill, her 3rd, and the Suns down up by 7, want a timeout, leading 22-15. Game being brought to you by M&B Furniture, Bushnell's only furniture store. M&B Furniture is a mainstay in the community and offers free delivery within 40 miles for everything you need to furnish your new home or replenish an old one. Stop and talk to the fine folks at 41 West Main Street in Bushnell, or find them on Facebook, Instagram, or on the web at www.mbfurnitureiinc.com. You can also call 309-772-2111. Rosie's Pizza. They offer something for everyone with pasta, sandwiches, and, of course, pizza. Dine in or carry out at 458 East Main Street in Bushnell. They also deliver to Good Hope, Adair, and all points in between. For delivery, call 309-772-2111. And a service error to come out of the timeout. 21:01. So, a point. 23-15, Van Beck back to serve. She'll be the setter now. That means one more rotation before Stevens gets in the front row. And that's out of bounds as Keppen tried to go down the right line with the hitting error, and Van Beck has her 5th service point, and it's match point, up by 9. Drops it short. Mills is there. Wilcox, an overpass. Oh, what a job by Keppen to get that up and keep it going. Van Beck, Wilcox, down the right side. Westerholt is there. Field, middle, Thorman, Starks, Van Beck, back row, Stevens, kill. Game, set, match. 14th kill of the night, and 25-15, the Suns without Kinsey Griswold, who is going to miss about another week and a half at least, it sounds like, after some surgery. The Suns get a huge win over the Macomb High Bombers here at Southeastern High School, a 2-set match, 25-22, 25-15. We'll take a quick Coach Kerr celebrating with some young fans out there in the middle of the floor. Tell you this game has been brought to you by McDonough District Hospital. McDonough District Hospital's athletic trainers and MDH Rehabilitation Center, with locations in Bushnell, Macomb, and Monmouth, provide expert help to all area student athletes and the prevention, care, and rehabilitation of all athletic injuries. Learn more at mdh.org. McDonough District Hospital, more than hospital care, a hospital caring. And Sports Corner at 124, Macomb's original local sports bar. Live broadcasts, all the WIU games and a lot of the TSSR games at Sports Corner at 124. Get some of the best cold drinks and some of the best food in West Central Illinois. Stop in and say hi at 124 North Randolph Street in Macomb. Got about another hour. You can go take advantage of their $1 wings special. So we'll get Coach Kerr and hopefully Coach Humes up here in a little bit. I don't know if Coach Humes will come up or not. We'll see. We'll get Coach Kerr up here for a few minutes. Goes through some stats, and we're done with Coach Kerr real quick. Can you figure that thing out tonight? Hey, look at that. First try.
First try, baby.
You're getting used to that thing or something.
I know it.
I know that there were concerns about missing Kinsey Griswold, but you didn't show any ill effects tonight too much, it didn't seem like.
That was a huge win for us. That was really, really impressive on the girls' parts, I thought. Just really came out and took it to them. Both sets. Did a lot of nice things, I thought. Got Kara going, got her the ball a lot. You know, the first set we're up 7-8-1, and I don't think Kara's even had one clean swing the whole time. I told Coach Julian, we haven't done any of the offense yet. We just have been scrambling around and keeping balls in play. I'm out of breath, sorry. But, yeah, really happy, really happy. That was a huge win for us. You mentioned no Kinsey, and that's really a concern of ours. Kinsey's a big thumper. She's one of the best players in the area, and she puts the ball on the floor for us, and we need someone to do that for us when Kara's in the back row. And we had some kids step up and do some nice things for us. I thought Tegan was fantastic, and just everybody really played well.
Kylie Putnam put a couple down for you tonight.
Kylie's a kid that don't mention too much, but she does a good job. She's someone that's really kind of came into her own the second half of the season and got some time for us and does a nice job. So she did a good job, hit the ball down the line really nice for us and played good defense. So it's nice to see her competing for sure.
You guys served the ball pretty well tonight. A few service errors I know you're not happy with, but for the most part, not a lot of service errors and getting the ball in. And it seemed like they struggled a little bit on serve receive, especially at certain points, which allowed you to open up those leads.
Yeah, no question. I thought we were pretty aggressive and that second set, I think we missed 3 pretty early, and I was not the most pleased about that, as you can see, probably. But, for the most part, I thought we did a really nice job of keeping them on defense and keeping them off balance and forced them to play a lot of defense, which is a good combination for us. So did a good job. I thought, we went back and took care of business fairly well.
What's the new four-arm dig by Adriana Starks?
I don't know what that is. That's channeling the old Carrie Leisman and Abigail Schaefer. They like that. So I don't know. She's done that a couple times. She kind of gets herself a little too far and close to the net, and that's her safety mechanism. And it's actually percentage-wise, it works more than you think it would. But
it worked like one time tonight. It worked.
Yeah. And then I yelled at her and told her to quit doing that. And I was kind of joking with her because we were kind of rolling and. She took it the wrong way, and So
I saw you trying to laugh about it, though. Yeah. I actually said, I think you kind of got on her once, and the next time you were giving her a hard time about it.
Right, exactly. Yeah. She's done a great job. She's someone who, sat on the bench last year the most of the time, and that was the first time she's ever sat on the bench much because as she grew up through our program, she's played a lot, and last year we were just kind of loaded with back row players and she had to wait her turn, and she's even said that. She was ticked because she wanted to be on the floor, and she's waited her turn, and she's had a great year for us. She does a good job, and does a good job in the back row, and she really is key to our chemistry too. She's a good kid and a fun kid, and she helps us. When we're going well, she's usually playing pretty well for us.
Her 4 straight service points in set 2 kind of got you going.
Yeah, absolutely. We had just several rotations where we got kids. The ball where they needed it, and I thought we did a good job of, I thought Jalen did a good job again getting the ball to Kara several times, and just overall we're just really, really solid tonight.
Morgan Wilcox served 7 straight at the start of set 1. She didn't score anymore, but, man, just to score 7 in a row against a team like Macomb is doing something.
Definitely. Morgan's really – I keep saying this person's a key, but Morgan's really been a key for us this year too. She's done a great job defensively and stepped up and made herself into a really good volleyball player. And she's someone who probably next year you're going to really notice her more offensively. She doesn't get a lot of swings this year for us, but does a good job. And the serving wise, it's been kind of a bugaboo for her. She kind of struggled with the jump serve, and she missed a bunch, and through a stretch where we kind of had a couple losses and we got her to stand on the floor, and she needed to realize that, even when she swings about 75%, 80% power, she has a really, really good serve. It moves a lot, and sometimes when she tries to hit the ball too hard, she hits out of bounds and gets in her head, and so that happened a little bit there that second set. But for the most part, like you said, that 7-1, I mean, who knows? I mean, that 7-1, that 7-run, 7 in a row stretch that she did, that may have turned the whole night around for us. Who knows? If she doesn't do that, then maybe they stay with us, and maybe it's a different night for us. So that was really huge, as you said.
Well, one of the key things I think for you guys was the response in set 2 after the huge run of set 1. I mean, a lot of times when you see a team down like Macomb was in set 1, they make that huge run. Yeah. They don't get all the way back, but then they just continue it into set 2. And you guys put a stop to it and came back out.
Yeah, that was super important. That's something we talked about, and I don't say much to the other girls. They know how to play, and I sometimes I'm kind of a figurehead. I don't really say too much, coach them much, because they know what to do. But that's one of the things we did mention in between the first and second set. It's 0-0 again, and they have the momentum, so we need to go take it back from them. And I thought we did a great job of jumping up on them quickly and taking that away. And that got them questioning themselves and got them kind of back on their heels again and kind of doubting whether or not they could be successful tonight. And that was a good combination for us, a good situation for us to get out there and get off to a good start. And and it was called that timeout there, maybe like 22-15 or something, and said they're not coming back this time. We're just gonna let's just finish it out right now. So that was nice for us.
You guys, they block pretty well. Macomb does.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, I saw that Stevens uses the block, and she does that on a pretty regular basis.
Yeah.
But Tegan, even Kylie hit into the block once maybe, and then it was over the block. I mean, they looked like they made a concerted effort to realize that I'm not going to get high enough to hit over. I mean, hit over it hard. I'm just going to have to tip it over and not get blocked and cause problems for ourselves.
Yeah, as successful as we've been, we still are short and pretty unathletic. So, Kara's obviously our go-to and our marquee player, and Kenzie, when she's out there, she can jump over people. But the rest of us just kind of have to kind of be crafty and be smart. And that's something that one of the things with Tegan. With the absence of Kenzie, Tegan has really stepped up and realized the importance of her offense. In the absence of Kenzie, she's several practices in a row. We'd set her a bunch of balls, and she just tried to drill it. And some of her best play is just when she's being smart, being crafty. She got a couple balls down the middle of tips, and she does a good job with that. So definitely, obviously. We work on not getting blocked against big blockers, because that happens to us on a nightly basis against really good teams. So they do block very well, and you go back to Kara. I don't know how she does it. She gets blocked sometimes, but man, she just has a knack for getting the ball around the block and being so smart and
like 2 or 3 times a night between the
blocks.
Yeah,
she did, and I don't know if that's luck or if she sees that or what, but I'm not going to question it. So I'm not going to ever change anything for sure.
I understand. Well, Coach, I appreciate it. You got another big week next week.
Yeah, we do. We've got Rushville and Quincy Notre Dame and West Prairie, and obviously those are big kind of rival matches and big matches for us. And still, we'll probably won't have Kenzie. So, really, again, as far as right now, we're trying to build a case for a top seed of the regional. And I thought tonight was just absolutely huge for us because you got us and Mendon and Liberty and all those teams that are kind of fighting for that, and then I think that tonight may really hopefully went a long way for us to make a case for getting that number 1 seed, which is important for us. So
not too far away before you find that out, is it?
Yeah, no, it's not. We'll have the matches next week, and then we'll get going. So coming into I keep going back to Kinsey again, but going into her injury and her layoff, we kind of figured. You look at the Macomb game, you look at the Quincy Notre Dame game, which you do every single season. You think about, you're going to have to really play well to compete with those guys, let alone win. And this is really, really a coup for us as far as being able to get this one. And we're very excited, obviously.
Well, Coach, I'll let you get out of here. It's 8:13 according to your clock, 8:09 according to my computer, so I don't know which one's right.
Well, I don't know.
Is that school time? Is that what you call that?
Yeah, we want to get them out of here quicker, so we get them out of there 4 minutes early because they get kind of squirrely at the end of the day.
Give them a few minutes early and
absolutely.
A few minutes longer to get here in the morning.
Correct.
Or whatever.
Correct. Yep.
Okay, Coach, thanks. I appreciate it.
Yep, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Coach Tim Kerr talking to us for a few minutes on the post-game show here. We'll go through some stats real quick. Again, 25-22, 25-15 win for the Suns. For the Bombers, Sophie Wilson had 8 service points. Emily Westerholt had 1 service point. Jordan Hines had 3 sports corner kills. Dakota Thorman had 2 sports corner kills. Reagan Knowles had 2 points and an ace. Cadence Holtz had 2 sports corner kills and 1 block. Jersey Mills had 2 sports corner kills. Reva Keppen had 3 sports corner kills. Brixley Ladewa was probably the player of the game for the Bombers, really. She had 5 sports corner kills, 1 block, 2 points. Both of them were aces. For the Suns, 2 kills for Kylie Putnam. 7 service points, including 2 aces for Morgan Wilcox. 5 service points, including 1 ace for Jalen Van Beck. 1 service point for Morgan Simmons. 6 service points for Adriana Starks. 1 service point for Tegan Rigg. She also had 5 kills. And Kara Stevens had 4 service points, including 1 ace, 2 blocks, and 14 kills. So that'll do it for tonight here from Southeastern High School. Once again, the final, 25-22, 25-15. Southeastern gets a 2-set win over the Bombers of Macomb High School. You've been watching Adams Fiber coverage of Southeastern Sports and Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling coverage of Macomb High Sports on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. We'll be at West Prairie tomorrow night, and We'll tell you more about what's going on the rest of the time. And then we will got football. Where do we have football at? We got Abington. West Prairie's homecoming. West Central is home. Then Saturday, BPC. And we've got all kinds of football games this weekend. So hopefully you enjoy the show. We'll be back in about 24 hours. Make it 22 from West Prairie High School. See you then.